Unbelievable. That's all I can say. Unbelievable. President Trump, you know I support you. You know I've defended you. I've told others that you've been lied to about this crisis. But, sir, you really need to explain what just happened to me today, May 29th, 2018, the day after Memorial Day, when supposedly our military, our fallen brothers and sisters in uniform, and our veterans are celebrated for the sacrifices that we made for this country. And today was just unbelievable. The background is last July 3rd, 2017, at Mountain Home VA Medical Center in Johnson City, Tennessee, there was going to be a historical plaque presentation. Congressman Rowe, the chairman for the VA committee for the House of Representatives, was scheduled to speak. I wanted to go and address him and the crowd about the policies that are hurting so many veterans. When I was there, waiting for the ceremony to begin, I was approached by Sergeant King of the Mountain Home VA Police Force, and by threat of physical violence. Sergeant King and two unidentified officers compelled me to go into the VA police station, where I was kept under guard in excess of 30 minutes before Sergeant King advised me that no, I was not under arrest, that if I interfered or disrupted or in any way attempted to speak during the ceremony, that I would be arrested for disturbing the peace, and I would be carried to the federal detention center in Greenville, Tennessee, about an hour away from here. In Sergeant King's incident report for the day, he admits physical force was authorized against a Marine in a wheelchair. Ed Coughlin wrote a story because he was listening in on the cell phone of what was going on. And it was very clear. I did not want to go with them, but I was forced. I was not placed under arrest. I was not read my Miranda rights. But according to Sergeant King, one of Congressman Rowe's associates, aides, whatever you're going to call them, had called and complained about me. I don't know how or why, because I was sitting in an area that was designated for the ceremony by myself at the time. I attempted to go that day, the next day, and file a report with the FBI station here in Johnson City, where I was told that because Rowe is an elected official and it occurred on federal property, that they could not and would not investigate. They did take the complaint, and nothing was done about it. In November 6, 2017, fed up with the way Mountain Home has been treating me as far as my medical care, and continued denial to be allowed to speak to Congressman Rowe or other members of the House or the Senate VA committees, I did file a lawsuit in Greenville federal court. A Mr. Kent Anderson represents the employees at Mountain Home, including Sergeant King and the two unidentified officers. On May 21st, 2018, he did file a motion to extend a hearing date. In that motion, he asserts that my claims, after interviewing the people at Mountain Home, the employees of Mountain Home, he asserts that my claims are actually factual allegations. So in essence, they're admitting guilt. Because of this, because they did admit guilt, I reached out to the U.S. Attorney General's office in Greenville this morning, and I spoke to Linda. At first, she said she did not think that they could take the case because they are representing Mountain Home employees. Kent Anderson is working for them. But she said that if I came down there this afternoon, they would talk to me. And so I did. I went there, 4th floor of the building, a nice little office, receptionist behind a bulletproof glass. When I identified myself, she said that she'd been given a message to tell me, which was that since Kent Anderson worked out of that office, they could not discuss any criminal charges against the congressman. Even though kidnapping, illegal detention, and threats under auspices of law, they're all illegal. They're crimes in our federal statutes, it's in our Tennessee statutes. It violates our Constitution. But they could not speak with me about filing criminal charges, about pressing criminal charges. I asked the receptionist if she would put it in writing. She said, yes, sure, no problem. I waited around. I checked out the office. On one wall, they got your picture, Mr. Pence's, Attorney General Sessions, and below your picture, sir, a picture of Eastern District Attorney General Overby. Finally, the lady came back. She had the document that she'd been working on with the letterhead folded, and she advised me that the attorney in charge of the office had told her that they could not and would not provide that information, that they would not speak with me, would not provide that to me in writing. I asked if I could speak to him, what his name was, and she said no, that she could not give it to me. Just that what she had told me, that they could not and would not help me in any way, shape, or form. Now, sir, I served 11 years in the Marine Corps, and our government officials that are supposed to be defending the same Constitution that I did, the same laws that I did, are such cowards that they hide behind a receptionist, behind a bulletproof glass, and refuse to talk to a Marine in a wheelchair. That's pretty sad, sir. And I would like, if you would, if you don't mind, Mr. Trump, President Trump, I'd like for you to explain to me why. How is this possible? Just because I'm a Marine, does that mean that I have no rights? Does that mean that an elected official is allowed to break the law? Does it mean that an elected official can break the law and get away with it because the Attorney General's office will not press charges? If that's the case, the next time someone wants to speak out against the abuses of government, what? He's going to have them arrested? Or I wasn't arrested. I was just forced into the police station. Is he going to do that again to the next guy? I'd just like an answer, sir. What does my service to this country mean to you? What does it mean to this nation? The men and women that are out there right now putting their lives on the line for cowards like Congressman Rowe and that Attorney General office attorney refusing to even face me, refusing to even provide his name. That's a very sad state of affairs, sir. And if you don't mind, please explain to me, what has this country come to? And if this is the way it is today, what are we passing on to our children? All I can say, sir, is God bless America, because we really need some help. We really do.